When Charles asked me to cut the steer tube on his bike, I knew it would be a great way to demonstrate why I cut steer columns the way I do. My name is Andreas. I could be considered as a bike mechanic, but I am more of an artisan of cycling experiences. Building bikes is one of my skills I share and talk about. Having a bike in excellent working condition, well built and reliable, could be considered the foundation of a good experience while cycling. When it comes to cutting a carbon fork steer tube, I believe it requires a high level of attention to details. A bad cut can cost you a lot of money, it can damage your bike, or lead to serious injuries. With the rising popularity of integrated cockpits, adjusting the height of the stem and cutting the excess of steer tube is more complicated than ever. In most cases, because the brake housing runs internally, removing the fork from the bike to cut it is not a viable option. This is why I perfected a technique to cut the steer tube on the bike without using a guide. It is a method I actually developed years ago when integrated seat masts were popular. Regardless of the kind of work you're into, doing a good job is quite rewarding. If you put your mind to it, think before acting, and plan ahead, the quality of your job should be good. It also means understanding what you're doing. It's not just about performing the job. It's about understanding what you're doing, understanding the tools, how to use them, what is the result you're looking for, what are the constraints, and what methods you can use to get the best quality job you can obtain. Those are the things you need to understand and question yourself about. When it comes to cutting a fork, it all starts with planning, measuring, and preparing your tools. When cutting a fork, you only get one shot, a simple moment of distraction, and you can ruin someone's bike. I first mark the fork where I need to cut it, taking into account the width of the blade and whether the blade will cut on the line, under, or above the line. Then, I use masking tape to fully surround the steer tube to guide my cut. Making sure it is straight and secure is crucial. You don't want your tape to move and make an uneven cut. And this is where understanding the tools you're using comes into play. A saw works in a specific manner. An abrasive blade, like the one I'm using, works in another way. The force you apply on the saw, the balance of the movement, how you hold the part, all those things affect the cut you're making. So I start cutting. While rotating the fork, I'm making a straight groove that will eventually become the blade's guide, removing material evenly so that the cut is straight and smooth. As the cut progresses, I'm slowing down near the end to prevent any carbon splinters, and it also reduces the need to sand down imperfection. It is a crucial step that impacts the whole job. Nobody wants to have a piece of carbon missing on their fork, and it could also result in a poor contact point for the stem. The less carbon dust you make, the better it is. Once the cut is completed, I clean everything and install the compression plug. I make sure everything is even and clean. Then I'll install the stem and use a torque wrench to complete the assembly. And that, friends, is a clean cut.